Guys, I'm back at the aquatic Trane here on the river where the water was about this high. Oh. So I'll open up the control panel. I have some new parts to put in there. The blower, condenser fan motor, and compressor we're running. So we're gonna rewire this cabinet as far as the parts. We'll check the refrigerant pressure, and maybe we'll even do a little bit of an experiment too. I also have to go and poke holes in the ductwork if it's full of water. Sexy. I got some of our parts disconnected, wiring still connected. I'm going to go through and install the new parts there, transformer, double pole, double throw relay, and contactor. And we'll just put the wires one by one back in place and move these old parts out of the way. After those, I'll move on to the capacitors there, get them switched out as well. Now, hopefully our defrost board won't give us any trouble. Fingers crossed. This is our new transformer. You can see we'll be using white and orange because we have 240 volts AC. And we'll just wire out the other two off. These are our low voltage. Here's our old transformer. Looks like it's seen better days. Got burned up pretty bad. Rising water probably fried this one. It was still operational when the waters hit it. So unfortunately. We have a transformer down there, wire nutted together, high voltage and low voltage. I'm gonna go ahead and put the double pole, double throw relay in there. Get it. This right here. Go ahead and set it into place. Now this one had no evidence of failure, but I wanted to go ahead and replace all the electronics that were underwater just for safety purposes. And since it's not that much of a expense just to go ahead and switch this one out. Because transformer was blown, contactor was shot. Those were for sure, so I figured, you know what? Go ahead and throw a double pole, double throw on there just for safety purposes. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in. And have it jumped off here so the blower would run, but I'm gonna redo that. The old contactor is coming out. Only thing left is the wiring on this side of the contactor leading in from the field wiring, and single pole contactor. We have our double pole, double throw in place back there. You can see it. So I'm going to finish that wiring and mount this contactor on the inside, and then we can change these two run caps out and go drain some ductwork, and we should be well on our way to starting up this piece of crap. Contactor is mounted back in place. One screw on the top left, one screw on the bottom right. All the wires matched up verbatim. Here's our contactor. Comes with some creepy crawlies on the bottom. Overall, points look a little bad in there if you can see them. But the coil is actually pretty shiny. Just come with a few bugs on it. So we're gonna get those capacitors switched out, and hopefully this thing she will breathe again. We have our capacitor strapped up now. We didn't actually use this little strap at the bottom. It's still hooked onto the other strap, so it's going to stay there. Our blower capacitor, dual run for the compressor and fan motor, so we should be done in here. I'll take a peek in the crawl space. Ew. And then we'll start her up. You guys can see this one I actually had fallen down because of the weight of the water on the insulation. So we'll see. We're going to have to drain some of this stuff out, but not looking too good for these ducts. Probably ought to be changed, but at least we'll drain them out while we're here and test out the system here. Oh look, whee! Build a dam down here. Not good. All the insulation's falling down, taking down some of the ductwork. One of the boots is falling down. Not good. I accidentally let it go in the hole. That wasn't too swift. And I noticed the compressor wasn't running, and I looked down here and the red wire had fallen off the contactor where I had that new stake-on, because the stake-on actually broke. I didn't see that. Oh, old shit. What are you gonna do? So I remade that connection, and we're gonna fire it up again, and hopefully she runs like a train. Right, Trane guys? Yeah, whatever. Well, I decided to kill my 5-minute delay before the machine comes back on. You see the machine's up here on the left side of that house there. Come down here and look at the water. You can see the trees falling over back there where the storm had knocked them down. I don't know how high the wire is normally. I'm sure it's still a little bit high here. It's hard to believe it. Came all the way up this bluff, all the way up and covered up the unit up there. That's a good 10, 15 foot taller than it is right now. It's amazing. Guys, we're looking at 161.87 saturation with 58.3 with a 32 degree saturation. Normally you see that it's like, oh, low in refrigerant, but it's not the case today. Our inside temperature is in the low 60s, so we're actually pretty close to our target as far as our suction pressure. Our head pressure is 162 with 87, and outside right now it's 66 degrees. So that just gives us a 20 above ambient, which is consistent with, you know, a 13, 12 SEER, somewhere in there, which is, I'm not sure if this is 12 or 10. But if it's 12, that's pretty close to being on the money as well. So as far as refrigerant charge and operation, we're doing okay. Besides conditioning the crawl space right now and sucking in a little bit of funky air. Compressor's running at 8.51 amps. Yippee-doo-dah-day. So the machine itself is running even if the ductwork is swarthy shit piles. Now, I forgot about you, Mr. Heater Contactor. I'm gonna go ahead and replace that one as well because it was below water. Just to keep things safe. Everything's awful damp in here. Let it dry out a little bit with the door open. Have a new contactor in, our old one. They're looking pretty rough down there. Don't want to take any chances. We have it on amps. We're gonna test out the heat strips as soon as we start things back up in heat mode. Our heat strip's running now. 8 kW, 7.5 kW, whatever it is. They're running in heat down there. Not too much different than we were before. Just got started though. I definitely smell them running inside the house. I don't see any smoke shooting out the vents. That's a good sign. So the machine gets a thumb of approval. The duct system gets the thumb of dismay. Boop, boop, bloop.